beforehand.
Yes.
That's going to be kind of tough, isn't it? And we're all going to be tracked by, equipment in Alaska, and we're being chemtrailed and.
Yeah, that's right. And our hearts are being defeated left and right. They're constantly agitating us.
And just to add to the mix, I mean, there's plenty of talk out there on the internet and elsewhere of, that the Illuminati, the powers that be, want to reduce the population of the planet from 9 billion to, say, 500 million or fewer. So is this part of that?
Yes. Yes.
So the ones that survive this, the few that survive, the 1/18th that survive, we're all going to have a great time.
Yeah, right. Well, no, it does not have to go that way at all. And it all requires us to recognize the manipulation that is coming against us and not follow it. So when they're trying to get you angry about certain things, you shouldn't be. And that we got to recognize that the belief systems have been conditioned into us. And so we're following, a fascist program at this moment.
They're just pressing all the buttons.
Exactly.
But, okay, you might convince me and you might convince the viewers of this channel, and you might convince, I don't know, say you convince 1 million people around the planet.
Yeah.
That's nothing.
Well,
out of 9 billion, is it?
We're all linked. We really are. There is the concept of the 100th monkey. There are the ideas of remote viewing, the finding that we're all actually psychic, and these subtle layers of soul.
Morphic resonance.
Yes, yes, exactly. The soul power that I was discussing that they are manipulating by using these sigils and such are our power. And we've given them away. So now we are victims, but only in our own minds. And so as soon as we choose not to be victims, then we can show what our true free will can accomplish.
But if they're frazzling us with directed energy weapons, does it matter what mental state we're in?
I believe life is way more miraculous than we think. And we will be guided, we will be led, and you'll be amazed at what actually occurs in your own life. We are at a potential now where we could live forever and travel the stars. That's where humanity is right now. So that's our potential. We could, be traveling the universe.
For those who don't survive, do you believe in reincarnation? Will they come back? Does the spirit live on?
I believe so, yeah. I personally believe that I traveled here for a reason and a purpose, and I'm happy to be here.
Are you from somewhere else?
I don't know. I used to think maybe Pallades. I've made some jokes about that and then found out all this crazy stuff about Pallades and then met Palladians, and there's a long story with Pallades as well. The extraterrestrial races seeming to deal with planet Earth right now are Pallades, Sirius, and Alpha Draconis. And I have a whole history of them. That's all coming out in exopolitics. But I believe in the miraculous. I absolutely believe in the miraculous. And everything I've ever done in my work has been miraculous. It's been the universe supplying me. I am not an avid researcher. It is talking to me. And everything that I try to show everybody is a miraculous adventure. Because we are all angels and we are all able to change everything. But we have to break through the conditioning to do so. And that's a hard thing to do.
So there is hope.
There is absolutely hope.
No, not yet. We've got a minute and a half. We've got a minute and a half to tell us what we should do then. Should we tell people?
Okay. There is a lot of knowledge that we gain, and we end up going through the stages of grief that most find when they find out they're dying. We'll go through anger, depression, through denial and frustration until finally acceptance. So everybody's got to walk through that. There's no way around it as far as any psychologist has ever found. When you find that your world is ending, you go through these stages of grief. But you do eventually come to acceptance. And when you get to acceptance, then we get to play. Because that's when you're like, well, forget it all. I can just do what I want now. I don't have to worry about the mortgage or the thought of the future. I can now live today because tomorrow doesn't matter. And that's when you're freed. And that's the thing we're afraid of, you see. That's the power that the Illuminati has always used against us, is this fear of the future. And what we will find is that the future is actually laid out in a beautiful, manifest way, and that we are actually limiting and hindering that progress by trying to stay in the conditioning. And so now we all go looking for jobs, we try to get a dollar bill, we try to do all of the right things, when in actuality we should be out there playing, because that's the true nature of the human.
Freeman, that's all we've got time for. Thank you to everyone for watching our special 2-hour show. And my auto cue is not working, so I'll go to my notes. And thanks very much for those who texted, and thanks to my very special guest, Freeman. If you want to learn more, why not visit freemanperspective.blogspot.com or freemantv.com. If you've enjoyed this show, please tell all your friends. Next week, we'll be back with yet another exciting show that might even change your life. Until then, remember, they're watching you, watching us, watching them. Cheerio.